Good evening, my friends, and welcome to my channel. So, after a weekend by the lake again, I am back home, and it's really boring weather today. The rain is pouring down, and it's just about 12 degrees Celsius, so almost kind of too cold to be outside and pick flowers. But yet I have done that today. I have been eco-dyeing. I will show you some pictures here. And I also did some of these hammering or bouncing thing with a few flowers. And if you haven't seen how that is done, I will put a little recording here now. So if you already know how this is done, you can just fast forward a couple of minutes, and then I will be back and continue. So, these are the textiles that I had on top of the flowers, and these are really old paper from herbarium, and the papers are from 1927. So I thought we could work a little bit on these and see if we can make something fun from them. Some pockets and journaling cards was my thought about it. And as we are working in this book, we need to make sure that they fit into the book. So this is too big, so we need to cut that down a little bit. This one will work, and this one is too big, so let's put those aside for now. And the book. So to get these a little bit more fun, I have decided to paint on them and maybe stamp, put some textile, and see how we can use them. So I'm thinking that we maybe could use these two. I don't want to have the same flower in the book, so I put that aside for a little while. I have a pile of things to maybe use here, so let's put it there. So when you have done this, you can make them a little bit more fun using some kind of pens or watercolor or whatever you have, so that you can see the edges and the contours a bit more. And if you are having difficulties to remember how it looks, then you can take a picture before you start bouncing. So then you can see where you are going to draw later on to get some flowers that actually looks like the one you have bounced. So I'm going to just add a little bit of color to these, and these ones are my landscape, my part of the country has this flower as a kind of typical for this part of the country flower. So I'm going to try to find a color that suits for this flower, and then I'm going to add a little bit more color on it, so we can really see that it's a blue flower. Leaving some white space between so we can see that it's double. And the same with this one. You have one leaf that are peeking it down and one peeking aside, and another one like that. Just so it feels a bit more like a real print. And this paper are old, so it's easy to paint on. You don't need to do anything to prepare it. It takes on the color nicely. And when I have got the shape, I just add a little bit more color to make it even more blue. And this one I think was hanging down in some way, or it was bounced in a different way, bit of a strange way, but that is how it looks. So I put it like that. And a little bit more color on that too. The color is still wet, so I'm just dabbing in the color so it will move around itself as it wants. It dries lighter, so don't be afraid to add some color. And then we need some green for the stem, and it has these small leaves around the flower. So I'm going for sap green and a little bit of black, so I get a muted green. So I'm going to leave this for now, so this can dry a little bit before we do the green that is near the flower, so it won't blend too much. We have another one, so we can use this. So I have some kind of white flowers, and they turned out white, so we don't need to do so much about them. They have a little bit of a crown in kind of a purple color, so I'm just going to add a little bit of that purple into the white to make them more realistic. And I'm not precise at all, I'm just dabbing to make them get the shape. And then I had a few of the, maybe you can see them a little bit better on this. So they have 5 petals and look more like a typical flower that we are painting. And we are going to continue with the purple, but maybe a little bit more thick, the paint. These were kind of partly hidden behind the stem. Just going to add some water so it's not so clear edges. And this one was from the side, so we just can see 3 petals on that one. And the stem. Again, I'm going for kind of the darker doing the same. I'm splatter some water so the green can move a little bit. I'm not sure how much it will move when it's just this old paper and not anything, any gesso or something on top of it. But I will, guess we will see that soon. We will go in with the pen later on, so green and a little bit of yellow. It has some kind of yellow pistils. And then we even had a leaf. That was kind of edgy. Looks like a miniature fern. Let it bleed, it's okay. That could be fun. So now I'm going back to this one and I'm going to splatter for the green to move. And then we are going to see if we can add the leaves. That are kind of around the flower. And just some leaves. So, just to make it a little bit more kind of alive, I'm going to just dab in a little bit of darker blue to make some movement. Okay, we're leaving these to dry for a little while, and then we will take the pen and make them a little bit more. So they are dry and we can continue. And I'm going to take a pen and just draw around it so we get it more like it has been painted, and draw a little bit roughly. And I'm doing several lines so it doesn't feel like they are so perfectly done. Okay, something like that. Shouldn't be too neat. And the same on this one, giving them that crown and just making them look rounded as they are. So we get the right shape on them. But no real details, kind of. But are really cute. It's almost like a lace that are on top of them, and they are like a berry, but it's nothing inside them. They are hollow and really cute and white. Need a bigger pen so I can do some black marks in the middle of these. Okay. I hope you won't be scared of all the drawing. As you see, I'm just playing with my pen. Nothing fancy at all. Okay, something like that. Then I think I'm going to add a little bit of a background text, just so that I have something very light. I think I even gonna go for brown. I don't want it to be too visual. I want it to be kind of just a background thing. So I'm actually going to take a piece of paper. Let's use that scrap paper so I can cover up a part of it. I just want the text to go lightly in the edge. And I'm just using a random label with some text. I don't even think about what it says. And then we need some labels, I think. I have these old pieces from a spine from an 1800 old book. So I thought that we might put one of those onto these. Taking a couple of pieces of this thin cheesecloth. And it's been taped down, so it have this beautiful old tape on the back. Just like that instead. And the same on this one. I think we're going for the same corner. And then I have a few other labels. I have numbers, and I think this one could. squeezing it a little bit so it looks more old. And then last one, another little number. These are Tracy Fox labels, but I have cut them down in smaller size, so I have cut off some of the edges. I think I want it down there. And then I want to back them with some textile, just so this old paper won't break. And I'm thinking maybe we should I will leave that for later. Let's take the backing first. So I'm just taking some scraps of white bed linen. Gluing down the edges properly. And this was too small, so let's take another one. Quite perfect. Toning down the white a little bit with some distress ink. Then I think I'm going to do just some splatters on them. Going back to the purple. And the same with the blue. Need some lighter blue. Like that. So I hope this gave you some ideas of how you can use the bouncing or hammering, or they probably have a special name for that way to get flowers onto paper and textile, but you know what I mean. So these will go into the journal as pockets, and please go and try. It's so fun, and you have the lines to go when you have done the bouncing. So, and take a photo if you're insecure and follow that when you do your drawing, so then it won't be a problem at all. So that was everything for today, and I will be back soon again. See you soon. Bye bye from Sweden.